Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Midgard Golf. And we're back out here today, Collin and I, playing a little two-ball scramble on one of our favorite courses out here, and by ours I mean just pretty much everybody in Midgard Golf who's been out here to Vail with me on Eagle Vail Golf Club out here in Avon, Colorado. So, yeah, just a great, gorgeous course and a real test of pretty much every club in your bag if you're playing it wisely. As most of this course, you pretty much want to iron it to death for the most part, I'd say. Although, as you'll see, that's not what I'm going to do today. A little foreshadowing, but, all's well. I'm hitting a little light still. Got that rib injury that I was fighting back in this point. Although, at this point, now that I'm recording this narrative here, I'm largely healed from it, so that's good. Yeah, shout out to the Joint Chiropractic out here in Colorado Springs for helping me out in getting my back and my rib cage back in place. You guys have done a bang-up job. And as I'm narrating this, I'm actually re-narrating this intro clip here because I finished this earlier in the week, and when I did, or before I could hang it, I should say, we hit 200 subscribers. So it won't be this video series here at Eagle Vail, but it'll be the next one at Beaver Creek, where I'm going to do the hat giveaway. So stay tuned for that. And one of you guys out there is going to be taking home the rarest hat in golf, a Midgard Golf hat. So thank you guys so much for the support. And keep subscribing. I'm going to keep giving away more hats. And then thereafter, of course, shirts. And then once I hit 10,000, I'm thinking about giving away like golf bags, like ghost golf bags or vessels or something really cool. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. That's a long ways away. But, yep, you guys keep subscribing. I'm going to keep giving away more stuff. That's what I do. So anyway, to the course here, this first hole, and we're playing it from one up. That's the whites, so the tips are the blues here. And it's a 535-yard par 5, tipping out at 550. So not a whole lot of reprieve right off the rip here. Obviously, for me, I want kind of a draw shape, but then you got to watch out for that bunker over there off to the left. So kind of the smart play is just to play it out to the right, steer clear of that bunker unless you think you can pound over it. But, and also for this content today, I'm doing something a little different. I am going to narrate the whole way. So I got a comment on a video the other day that was like, you should try doing that and lighten up on the music. So I'm going to give it a shot. So give me some feedback on if you like this or if you like the music better. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. Alright, so Collin being a lefty here, I guess that's kind of neat because I can sort of give some advice from his point of view as well. Obviously, he kind of wants a draw as well for his distance because he's going to want to stay out of that bunker, and he got just that on that shot there. Put one nicely off to the right side. Beautiful shot for Collin to start off. Alright. And me, big old driver in hand, and I'm pretty much just hitting fades right now, so yep, kind of a swipey swing, that's what I had. Still fighting the rib injury, so that's kind of lending to the oddness of my swing as it stands. But still, pumped it right over that sand trap to the right and faded it back in, but the sand trap to the left, I should say, and faded it back into the right. So from my ball here, Collin with a 3-wood in hand. Yeah, just a beautiful shot there. I mean, the grass tore him down a little bit, but he put it right over that bunker there on the left side, and yeah, it was just a great shot. And me, I've got the 2-iron in hand. You can tell by the way the trees are shaking, it was considerably windy this day. So yeah, not too shabby there. Put a little buttercut on that one. Pretty good. Kept it to the right-hand side, but yep, not bad at all. Wanted some more distance on that, but what are you gonna do? So here we are. Little short. Into the wind. Right into it. I think I had a 56 in hand there. And yeah, I just floated it super hard and the wind just stopped it dead. So, yeah, as you can tell, I'm not happy with that one. Just over the bunker there on the left. And Collin here, yep, Little punchy, but he actually hit the cart sign and it just kind of bounced straight back. So here we are from my ball. Collin with the soft hands, putting it up there. Beautiful. Collin's a great short game player, I gotta say. Yeah. Me, weird stance I've got here. Yeah. I'll just kind of chunk it a little bit short there. Well, I didn't really chunk it. I just didn't put the power I should have into it. And Collin to try to save our par here. Yeah, right idea. It was definitely left to right, but I put a little steam on that one. But at least he gave me a good read, so that's nice. Gave me at least a chance to try to clean us up here for this par. But I just couldn't do it either. Look at that. I mean, just barely too much speed. But, oh well. Starting off with a par 5 bogey. You don't like to see that, but it is what it is. Moving on to the next hole. Let's check it out. Alright, ladies and gents, and here we are heading up to the second hole. Just a 421 yard par 4, hard dog leg right. So, yeah, you definitely want a fade or a straight shot on this hole, that's for sure. Playing a draw out there, I mean, with all of the tall trees off to the right, for the line that you're going to have to take, all you're going to do is make the hole longer. So, that's just not the preferred shot shape here, that's for sure. Yeah, other than that, once you get up there, I mean, really try to make some yardage here, I would say, because, as you'll see, if you kind of hug the right corner a little too much, you're going to have this giant tree in your way to try to make it on that green. Let's see here, and then you've got some bunker trouble way down there and off to the left side of the fairway after the turn, but I'm not thinking you're going to really have to worry about that too much. If you happen to get in it, hey, good for you. You're probably one heck of a hitter. So, yeah, it is what it is. And then apart from that, once you get up green side, you're going to have a bunker right in front. And that's basically all the trouble that you're going to have. Well, kind of front and to the right, really. So, let's give it a rip, driver in hand, and see what we can do. All right, so Collin here from the southpaw perspective. Obviously, he wants a draw here. So, no doubt that's what he's going for play-wise. And yeah, he kind of leaves it out to the left on that one just a little bit. I mean, it was a great line to draw it in. He just didn't turn it over as much as he needed to in order to get that shape on it. But it was still a great shot. He ended up just up there by the big rock off to the left. So, and all I'm hitting today is fades, so good news for me. And there we go. I just put one down the left line and put a ton of fade on it and brought it all the way back over to the right side. Kind of right middle of the fairway. But excellent play, especially considering the shot that I'm playing. So there's that big tree that I was talking about, kind of in front of me and to the right there. But since I'm playing fades, I'm just taking the left line of that tree and then curving it back in, which I did pretty much to perfection there. And I had a 6-iron in hand for this shot, so I still had about 220, 230 into the hole. But, yep, and then Collin with the 3-wood again. No, that's his hybrid. Yeah, that's Collin with the hybrid. So obviously he wants a draw. Yeah, pretty decent shot there. Great ball contact, but again, he just left it a little bit out to the left by those two big boulders down there. So, I mean, you look at the ball path here. I needed like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 more yards on that shot, and I was on the green. But from my ball, out of the bunker here. Not a bad bunker play, though. I'll say that. Definitely greened it. So, bunkers don't really scare me. If I end up in the bunker, I'm just like, eh, oh well. I'm fine out of the bunkers. Collin here. Collin clipped a little too much of the ball on that shot and just kind of sent it over the green, but not a big deal. Rake your bunkers, kids. Yeah, leave stuff better than the way you found it. fix your divots, you know, the whole nine. All right, so here we are from my shot, trying to save this par, a long par save at that. Yep, left it brutally short. It was a lot more uphill than I thought it was going to be, but it is what it is, you know. Sometimes you just looking at the kind of the micro, because it was downhill then back uphill, and I was like, oh, well, I was kind of only reading the downhill. Figured it was going to slip faster than that. These greens are pretty quick. Yeah, Collin just simply didn't hit it hard enough. So unfortunate on that one, but you know, it is what it is. He's trying to feel out like a new putter stroke style anyway, Collin is, so. And he's getting it really good. Yeah, but good 2-putt anyway for him, and that was still like a little 2.5-foot knee knocker, so not bad there. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading to the third hole. A little bit shorter now, a 358-yard par 4, and the number 11 handicap on this course here. So, yep, finally kind of a double-digit easier one after a short bathroom break there. It was that pause. So, heading under the mini Eisenhower Tunnel here, or the little Eisenhower Tunnel, as it were. Yeah, there it is. But, yeah, so those of you who know, if you're coming from the east into this area, then you'll go under the Eisenhower Tunnel, which is a really giant tunnel, so that's just kind of funny for the area. They named that little tunnel that. But anyway, so this hole here, yeah, another kind of a dog leg right. I can't really call it a dog leg, it just kind of fades off to the right, really. So, yeah, that's what you're working with. And you also have adjacent fairway off to the right. So definitely a right side miss is what you want here. You're likely going to be safe no matter what you do. But if you do miss it into that adjacent fairway, you are going to have a considerable amount of tree trouble. That said, if you miss it off to the left, then hopefully those trees keep you in play, because any further left and you're going to be out in traffic. So yeah, that's not good, right? But apart from that, you've got some bunker trouble up there, and that's pretty much it. No other real hazards, so pretty stock standard, but a narrow hole at that. So anyway, I mean, you definitely want, you know, a 250-yard shot here at least. So if you can make that with a shorter club, with a long iron or something like that, or a fairway metal, then I would definitely err on the side of that. But what am I doing? I'm grabbing out the driver. So let's give it a rip, see what we can do. All right, so here we are. From Collin's perspective, he's also got the driver in hand. Obviously, again, he wants a draw shape, so that's what he's going for. And oh boy, did he get it. Yeah, so, but he started his line right down the middle and then kind of drew it way over the trees there off into the fairway off to the right, but the ball was just fine. He kept it to the safe side, so bravo. And for me here, yep, I just hit that big old cut again, kind of at the tallest big bushy tree off there off to the left, and then faded it back in from there. And just, yep, right off to the right side of the fairway. Pretty much a carbon copy of the last drive that I hit. Alright, so here we are from my ball. And we got about 160 yards left. So Collin, I just caught one a little heavy there. It is what it is. What can you do? And I got a 9-iron in hand. Just trying to stab this green. I mean, nothing really to get in your head and worry about. And there it is. Hit one kind of heavy as well. And a bit fadey. Especially with the wind still kind of pushing into us. Not a bad shot. I had a good bounce, but came up a little short here. So here we are, opting for the Texas wedge. Of course. Shout out to Bubby over there with a good Texas wedge champ. And I kind of hit it with my purse. I definitely should have gave it a little more oomph than that. Collin here with the wedge. Yeah. Definitely the better play, that's for sure. like I said, Collin with the short game. Just gotta love it. Yeah, that was a fist bumper, that's for sure. So yeah, we're definitely taking Collin's ball here. Trying to save this par. Just a little much steam on it, but the right idea, definitely a left to right breaker. Yeah. Oh, and I missed it on the weak side. Ah, you gotta hate it, but you know, what can you do? Some days you're just not dialed. It is what it is. Moving on. Alright, ladies and gents, and here we are heading off to the 4th hole. And I dare say one of the signature holes on this course, although one can certainly argue that there are several signature holes out here at Eagle Vail. There's just a whole lot of beauty. But especially in the fall time, I'm going to have to come out here in the fall one of these days because the trees really make this course pop, I hear tell. But anyway, just 127 yards and downhill at that to get up on this green. But the tee box was playing a little further back this day because I remember lasering this and seeing that it was like, it was pretty much like 127 with the slope. So I think they kind of had us stacked up with the blue tee boxes at 146. But anyway, yeah, pretty narrow green, that's for sure. Although it doesn't really look like it from here, but it's just because the rough is kind of trimmed down quite a bit as well. Obviously, bunker middle, bunker right, and you don't really have all that much room to miss off to the left either. So, yeah, I'm saying that, but if you miss long and right, you're good. So I would take this stick just to make sure. Maybe play the back of the green number, and then, you know, kind of go easy on it, and if you happen to put it out there long, then so be it. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I've got the gap wedge in hand, and I'm just going to float one up there, and I'm hitting everything high and fadey anyway, obviously. I feel like a broken record saying that, so I'm like, you know what, just take more club and just make sure. So, yep, let's check it out. Alright, so here we are with Collin, and I believe he had a 9-iron in hand. He's just going for a straight shot. Just caught it a little heavy, but it just ended up on the tee box just below us there. So, yeah, not a big deal. Didn't get all the way down into the river there. So, me, like, alright, it's all on me now to stab this green in regulation. See if I can do it. Oh, yeah. Just a super high floater up there with that gap wedge. Bam. Nailed the green kind of in the middle, and with the fade shape there, rolled straight at the hole. Really great shot. And here's the river that you're hitting over. Pretty cool. Pretty full river indeed. Even Collin was talking. He's like, "Yeah, did you get that content with the river and us going over the bridge?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, you bet." Gotta get that scenicness. It is pretty loud though, I will say, with the wind, and you know, the dead cat on my camera blocks a lot of the wind, but not all of it, and then with the water rushing on top of that, it's like, oh man. But it is what it is, so here we are walking up to the green, the pair that we were playing with over there chipping. And you can kind of see now that we're on the green just how skinny this green really is. So you really don't have a whole lot of room to miss left and right. I was kind of lucky, to miss it where I did. I actually landed it just over there off to the left and past the hole and spun it back to there. So it actually probably had a chance to go in. So here's Collin to try to stack up our bird here. Pollen. I called him Pollen with a P. Sometimes I just don't pronounce words right. I just get tongue twisted. But there's the guaranteed par anyway. See if I can stack up this bird. Yeah, just lipped it. Ah, that's unfortunate. But off the bogey train. That's what we're looking for. Let's check it out. Alright, so not even getting back in the cart to get up on this tee box here for number 5. 7th handicap on the course, 385 yard par 4. So, and it tips out at 390, so, I mean, when you're playing the whites, you might as well be playing the tips. You get 5 yards of bonus, so not that much, but obviously here, that river goes down into the left there, so if you miss this hole to the left, then you're going to be in that same water that you just hit over. Don't want that. Definitely want to miss to the right here. You've got all the room in the world to miss to the right. So, yeah, it is what it is. And then after that, it'll be a, it'll be a pretty open shot up onto this green. Not a whole lot to worry about. But, yeah, so if right-handed players, obviously, just, I would say fade it around that tree. Or just hit a straight shot out there to the right. Left-handed players, then, draw it around the tree. Or just hit a straight shot out to the right. That's pretty much where you're going to go. But you definitely want to hug the right side. So, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. Driver in hand. Let's check it out. Alright, so Collin with the D-stick in hand. See what he can do with this. Obviously, don't miss left. And just a gorgeous shot. I mean, he kind of put a little lefty fade on it, and I was kind of shaking there, like, oh no, it's going to happen. But it ended up being an absolutely beautiful wrist line shot on the left side of that tree. But absolutely amazing. Incredible shot from Collin there. And me, I'm just like, well, shoot. Well, Collin already put us nice and safe with an easy angle on the green. So I'm just going to try to rip it. And yeah, I did all right, but yeah, I smoked it way out there to the right, up in kind of that grouping of trees, the dark trees up to the right there. So, like, yeah, definitely going off Collin's. So here we are from Collin's shot. Again, gorgeous shot. Got about 100 yards left or so. Pretty good shot for Collin. Yep, put us right up there in front of that green. Beautiful. And I've got the 52-degree wedge in hand. So I'm just trying to pop one up there, obviously, but it's dead into the wind again. So, and I caught it a little bit heavy, landed it off to the right, and then it kind of rolled down to right in front of the green as well. So, unfortunate. Not happy with that. But off of Collin's shot. Just a couple yards on the green here. There's some good tier though. And of course he hit a little light, so it is what it is. See what I can do about this birdie attempt. Finally having a birdie attempt. Well, I guess we had one on the last hole too. And I put it a little long. But if you notice, like, I mean, Collin was kind of walking in front of it there a little bit, but that hill is steep enough to where it kind of backboarded me, and I ended up rolling back downhill like, I don't know, 4 inches or so. And Collin to clean up that par, baby. You gotta love it. Moving on to the next hole. Let's check it out. Alright, ladies and gents, and here we are rolling up to the 6th hole. So, just a 401 yard par 4. The 5th handicap on this course here. Tipping out at 434. So, yeah, pretty modestly lengthy par 4, I should say. But, and another dogleg right at that. Kind of a theme for this course, a fader's paradise, as it were, on most of these holes here. So as you look down this fairway, you'll see that you've pretty much just got one thing that's threatening to capture your ball, and that's a rather sizable bunker kind of to the middle and right of the fairway. And that's pretty much the line you're going to want to take is yeah, to go right over that bunker there. If you keep it to the left of that bunker, then you're probably going to want to keep your drive, if you're playing from one up like we are, to around no further than like 270, because there's some hazard down there off to the left that's going to creep up real quick on your shot if you pump one 3 bills plus. So yeah, if you do hit that kind of distance, you're definitely going to want to take it over that trap and keep it to the right in order to make sure that your ball doesn't find that hazard. Apart from that, the green's pretty inviting. Not a whole lot of trouble up there on that green, except for to the left of it, where you're going to have some more tall grass as well. So, driver in hand. Of course, a fade is what I want, and draw is what Collin wants. And since fade's all I'm playing, then no worries for me. So, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. Alright, so Collin driver in hand, and yeah, like I said, he's going for a draw here. And yeah, he definitely pulled it left there, but he kind of came down on it a little bit, and his attack angle was a little steep, and just kind of didn't get the flight on it that he was looking for, so he's just right off there to the right. And me, I'm just looking to float this driver. And there it is. Yeah, pretty great shot. I started it out pretty much right down the middle of the fairway and faded it over just to the right of that bunker there. So, pretty good shot to keep it safe. So, here we are, just in the rough. And we've got about 150, 160 in here. So, Collin, not a terrible shot. He just came up a little bit short, is all. But you know that rough kind of tears you down. So it is what it is. So I'm just going for a real strong shot out of this stuff. Not let that rough tear me down. And there it is, a nice and high one. So yeah, pretty great. On the green, baby. Dancing. Alright, from my ball here. Little birdie attempt. See if we can nail it. Uphill. Oh, just a little light. Hate to see it. But it is what it is. Happens. Calling for the guarantee here and nails it. Not a problem. Par no matter what. See if I can clean it up for the birdie. I love the backdrop here. Just all the mountains in the background. It's awesome. And I pushed it. So, but I almost had the speed pretty much perfectly, so that's nice. Either way, 4. Chilling. Moving on to the next hole. Alright, ladies and gents, and here we are heading on to number 7. Just a 407-yard par 4, tipping out at 425, and the number 13 handicap on this course here. So, this is one of the few holes here on the front 9 where you are not safe if you miss to the right. So, yeah, you'll see up here in just a sec, there is plenty of just marshland that's just going to swallow up your ball if you happen to miss one too far to the right there. And off to the left, albeit, is not really all that safe either with all of that tall grass and the trees. However, as you can see, it's pretty steep over there, and that provides you a pretty fair amount of sideboard support that will likely not let your ball crawl too far up there, so long as you don't, completely snap hook one up into those trees and the condos over there. So anyway, this hole kind of demands a well-placed shot, that's for sure. And I'm just going to take that left line and hit a fade. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, pretty straight shot. The green creeps up to the left a little bit, but not nearly enough for me to call it any flavor of dogleg. It's pretty much just a straight hole. So, let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, so Collin in hand here, looking for some reprieve on the driver from the last hole. And yeah, just an absolutely beautiful one. Just pipes it right down the middle of the fairway. You can't do any better than that. Just an absolutely brilliant shot from Collin right there. Perfect. So, and me, yeah, got my hip alignment over to the left there. Just try not to let this one leak too far on me. And perfect. Yep, started it up on that left line, right at those trees, crawling up the sideboard, faded it back in. Brilliant shot. Gotta love it. Right in the fairway. You know, when you're hitting a shape, just eat it. So from my ball up here, could have easily just as well played Collin's ball. He was only like 15 yards behind me or something. We were both right in the middle of the fairway. Brilliant strike from Collin there, but it just went a little bit too far right and bounced into that bunker off to the right there. So, unfortunate. And me, y'all, we've got about 140 left. So, I got the gap wedge in hand. Yeah, really high. Also cut it a little heavy. A little heavier than I wanted to, and of course kind of swipey. But still, not bad at all. So, here we are, just in front of the green. Choosing the Chipperooski. I don't know why I did this. I usually Texas wedge these shots, but for some reason, I don't know, that grass must be a little more torn up than you can kind of tell on camera. Otherwise, I definitely would have broken out the putter there. Not a terrible shot, I just put a little too far to the left. Green does break left to right here, but yeah, I kind of overread that for the chip. Collin, pretty decent shot there. Just off to the right. So his a little short, mine hole high, but off to the left. We're about equidistant. Forgive the young man there for walking in Collin's line, but it didn't matter because we're not going to use Collin's ball anyway. We're just going to go ahead and use mine. See if we can get our up and down from here. And what do we got there? About a little 5-footer or so. 5-6 footer. So yep, I just hammered it just a little too hard. Unfortunate. But as you can see, yep, left to right break. I had the read right, just not the speed. I want to see if I could Bill Murray that one. That's pretty much what I do when I'm like, yeah, okay, that's good. I'm not even going to dignify that with a real putt. Unfortunate camera angle here with blocking the flag stick. But yeah, he pretty much did the same thing I did. There you go. There's one in the hole for you. So, yep, bogey. Unfortunate. Alright, ladies and gents, and here we are heading to the 8th hole. Just a beautiful little par 3 here. Uphill 105 yards to get up on this green. But, yeah, I seem to remember playing it slightly further as well. Just like the last par 3. Because it tips out at 115, and that's about the yardage that we were playing it. So I just think they had the tee boxes kind of stacked a little bit far back this day. But with the slope, it was, you know what, maybe it was 105 because the slope is uphill enough to where it was about a 10-yard slope. So I think it was playing about 115. But anyway, yeah, as you can tell there, you've got sideboard support off to the right and a bunker in front and a bunker off to the left. Definitely don't want to be in any one of those, but with a 100-yard shot or so, I mean, most players are probably not really worried about that. This is just kind of a take it easy hole. Got a little force clearance there with the water. Really, that's just kind of cute. With a little stream there. Just adds to the ambiance. Gotta love the flowers over here on this hole, too. I don't know. They must take a lot of pride in this hole for some reason because it's just gorgeous. But then you've got the road right there behind you, so they've got that to think about as well. So, obviously, you want to miss to the right here if you're going to miss. But again, with this length of shot, I don't think anybody's really thinking about missing, and the green is definitely large enough to be quite inviting. So really, just grab the club and hit the distance. What can I tell you? You know, and if you're really hitting hard shapes, then yeah, do whatever you can to make sure that you miss left or miss to the right rather, and not to the left. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, so Collin here, and he's got, I think he had a 48-degree wedge in hand here, so pretty much a gap wedge, and just kind of, yeah, leaves one out to the left a little bit, just swiped it a little bit, no big deal. And me, I have the 52 in hand. Just try to float it up on the screen, kind of playing the back of the green number. So really didn't feel like coming up short, that's for sure. Really getting tired of coming up short. So there we go. It's a good green stabber. Oh, and this is the number 17 handicap, by the way, on this course here. All right, so there we are from my ball. And a little birdie attempt for us here. Gotta love it. A pillar. And oh, he should have nailed that, man. If he hadn't hammered it so much, that was in for the birdie. But what are you gonna do? And me, let's see if I can repeat that and hit the right speed so as not to bounce it off the side of the hole there. And oh, I just couldn't do it. Oh, brutal. But obviously, no problem par. Moving on to number 9. Let's check it out. All right, ladies and gents, and here we are heading up to the 9th hole. And the number 1 handicap on this course, and rightfully so. No doubt about it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Midgard Golf with us. And like I was saying before, throw us a like and subscribe. We only need one more subscriber before we're doing the next hat giveaway, and we're just going to keep doing more after that. So yeah, if you hit that subscribe button and we haven't done the hat giveaway yet, then you're in the running for this one, for whatever we do in that video to set that drawing up. So anyway, but we love your company. Anyway, so this hole here, and I love this drive getting up to this tee box. It's just beautiful, kind of in the woods here. And the back 9 is a whole lot more of this, just kind of really feeling like you're dug deep in the Rockies here. So really cool. But anyway, so this hole, another hard dogleg right, and pretty much straight downhill. But yeah, incredibly narrow here. And you'll see what I mean. There's another hole on the back 9 that's also pretty darn narrow. It's like number 15 or 16, if I remember right. But anyway, yeah, stay tuned for that content to check that out too. You're really gonna love the back 9 to this course if you like this front 9, that's for sure. So yeah, this hole here, just keep it in play. You can't miss anywhere. You miss to the right, you're dead. You miss to the left, you're also dead. So you just got to put one in the fairway. You've got like zero room to miss. And then once you get down there, and pretty much the entire hole slopes quite a bit from left to right. And certainly the closer you get to approaching the green, the more true that will be. The green itself breaks really hard from left to right. So as you attack that green, definitely attack the left side of the green. That's for sure. If you hit that right side of the green, you're probably rolling right off the side there into the bunker trouble and whatnot. So I have the 5-iron in hand, and Collin's got the driver in hand. So let's give it a rip and see what we can do. All right, so Collin with the big D stick here. Oh, and I failed to mention in the intro to the whole narration there, it's 425 yards for us and tips out at 446. One tee box up from that, however, brings it all the way down to 298. So quite a big difference from the whites to the golds here, but we're playing it at 425. So we're standing there watching because Collin just hit a great drive and he rode the cart path. I mean, just nailed the cart path there off to the left side of the fairway. Probably a good 100 yards more than he actually hit his shot. So one heck of a drive for Collin, that's for sure. And me, I just smoked this 5-iron pretty high for a 5-iron, that's for sure, and hit a perfect buttercut right down there into basically the middle of the fairway. So pretty great, but a far cry short of where Collin ended up here. So here we are from Collin's ball, off to the rough, but much closer than my ball was. So yeah, I mean, that's just brutal. Oh man. Swinging onto his ass. Yeah, that's just brutal. Anyway, Collin's ball just went down there by the bunkers, so it kind of creeped down that hole there. And all I'm thinking on this shot is, man, just keep this one left. For the love of God, just don't miss this one to the right, because that sucks. And there it is. I definitely pulled that one left a good bit. Yeah, got the sideboard support off the left side there, and yeah, bounced me right down into the garden spot. So that was a good play indeed. Gotta love it. Yep. I'm like, yeah, that'll do. So here we are. Collin opting for the wedge, and yeah, rightfully so. And watch how hard this thing. It looks like it should break right to left, right? But see where his ball landed over there, off to the left? I mean, that's a good probably 20 feet left that he missed that. And I mean, it just rolled all the way back, almost to the pin, and almost in line with the pin too. So there's your proof that this green really just breaks hard left to right. I know it doesn't look like it from this angle here, but it really does. And me trying to follow Collin's lead, but I just put it a little too far to the left for how close we are there. If that had been the approach shot to land it on that line from, you know, much further back, that would have been a really good place to land. So here we are, Collin to yeah, get our up and down here, or attempt to do so anyway. Oh, just pushes it a little bit. Not a big deal, at least gave me a good read. I mean, he got us here, so props for that. And we got like 6-7 feet left, this is. And here it is with the drama to nail it. And thank you guys so much for watching another round with us. And that's a 39 on the front 9 here. So join us for the back 9 next week out on this gorgeous course. I know you're going to love it. And until then, as always, have a great day.